What is up? It is Austin here, bringing you guys another video, and today I have a video on my 5 ways to improve Vanguard zombies. Now, I think there's a lot of ways to improve Vanguard zombies, but these are the 5 biggest ones in my eyes. And I wanted to make this video because I always attack Vanguard. I always, attack the game and shit on it, and I wanted to bring a more positive point to it. 5 ways that I think they can improve the game. So without further ado, let's just get right into it. So number 5, I have leaderboards. Now, that might not sound like a huge deal, and they're not, but leaderboards are kind of a fun thing in zombies, right? It keeps us coming back. And what do I mean by that? Do you remember back in the day on World at War when you would look at the leaderboards and you saw someone on your friends list had round 25 on Derice? You were like, oh, I need to get a higher level than him so I can brag about it to my friends, right? On Vanguard, there's none of that. I don't even know what my highest rounds are in Vanguard, so I can't even go back and try to beat my personal best. So I think something small like leaderboards that actually work would go a long way. Now, I couldn't find any leaderboards in the game. If I'm wrong, then I'm wrong. I'm sure someone will correct me in the comment section down below. But moving on from number 5, on to number 4, more portal locations. What do I mean by that? Whenever you go to do an objective in the game, when you actually play the objectives, there's not a variety in portal locations. None of them are fun to look at. In Duran Fong, you just got teleported to one of the multiplayer maps, you got teleported into the apartment buildings, and you got teleported to Shinonuma. None of them were good to look at. Even Shinonuma, which was known for looking fantastic in Zombie Chronicles, looks horrendous in Vanguard with the dark skybox. It just does not complement the colors of Shinonuma. It's devoid of anything that made it pop before. And then in Terra Maledicta, you were just teleported to extensions of the map, which I don't know why they did that. I don't know why there's not any unique locations to teleport to. If you're going to make us play objective-based zombies, I think just a small aesthetically pleasing thing, as in teleporting us to different locations, would be fun. Because, I think you could make some cool Easter eggs with that. Like, imagine you go do a harvest and it sends you to a portion of Shangri-La. You'd be like, oh my god, like, it'd be a fun little nod to a classic zombies map. And I think they should do more stuff like that. Little things, little aesthetically pleasing things can go a long way for the game. Now, moving on from number 4, on to number 3, it's the perk system. I really feel like Vanguard's perk system needs a lot of work. I don't think anyone would disagree with me on that. But the Vanguard perk system is just not it. You have to upgrade your perks 4 times. You have to get to tier 4 to get the full effect of the perk like you would originally get in the older games just by buying it once. So in a more simpler context, remember in Black Ops 1 where you'd buy Juggernog for 2,500 points and you got that health? Well, to get the full effect of Jug in this game, you need to buy it 4 times rather. You need to upgrade it once for 2,500 points. You need to upgrade it again for 5,000 points, and then you need to upgrade it a final time for 7,500 points. Do you understand how tedious and how annoying that can get? It's one thing to just have different tiers in your perks. We saw that in Cold War, but in Cold War you didn't have to buy the perk multiple times itself. You upgraded it outside of the game. So having the in-game upgrades rather, it really slows down the pace, and it's very tedious when you have to go back and keep buying the same perk over and over again. I can't count how many times I'm like, all right, I'm going to go do a void objective and be in the void for the rest of the game because I hate objective base. And then I'm like, oh, but I should really get all my perks like max tier, and that's going to take me a while. It just slows down the pace of the game. Now, moving on from number 3 onto number 2, we have more Easter eggs. Now, I know Terra Maledicta has like 2 Easter eggs as the main quest and has a side little quest for you can get a death machine or a ray gun, but honestly, it's just not enough. Some of the most fun parts of the older maps are not just the main Easter egg quests, but the side Easter egg quests, the little things in the games. Even Shinonuma on the World at War iPhone version had an Easter egg quest where once you open up all the doors, you had a shovel and you got to find Peter McCain's grave and you got a Wonder Waff. It wasn't much, but it was fun. It showed that the devs actually cared. But in this game, you don't have any of that. You have the very short, very easy, very non-tutorial needed Easter egg quest in Terra Maledicta, where you do get a lot of rewards, which is fine, but you don't really feel like you accomplished anything. It's a very simple Easter egg quest. You do get the Decimator Shield through it, and the Decimator Shield is probably the best part of the map, which is cool, but it's really not enough. And then you have the side Easter egg quest where you can unlock the door and get yourself either a death machine or a ray gun, which again, really isn't that rewarding. There's no cool like story elements on the side aside from random radios you can find. There's no interesting Easter eggs in my opinion. There's nothing that just wows you. Like for instance, when you go back to the older maps, right? Let's say you want to look at a map like Gorod Krovi. Remember all the crazy story hidden Easter eggs that there were in GK? All the old connections back to Max's? It was so cool to discover some of that, especially if you discovered it on your own. You were so excited to tell your friends, all that kind of stuff. Even back in World at War, in Darice, the fly trap Easter egg was just something completely random that was so exciting to tell people. Easter eggs have become a staple of the game, and I don't understand why. Well, actually, I do understand why they're not in Vanguard, because the game was rushed and Activision wanted it out on time and didn't want to delay the game, which they really should have, but that's neither here nor there. Easter eggs are a major part of the game, and I think more Easter eggs, even smaller side Easter eggs, go a really long way. Now, from number 2 to number 1, this one's pretty obvious, but I think it needs to be said. Survival maps. What do I mean by that? Classic round-based maps. We don't need a massive one. We don't need a major one. We just need a small survival map for fun. For instance, the perfect example that I can think of is Transit in Black Ops 2. So remember when Transit came out and everyone was in complete shock at just how bad the map was, and we were like, what are we going to do? The saving grace of that were the survival maps. Bus Depot and Farm weren't much, but Town is one of the most loved maps by the community. Survival maps saved the launch of Black Ops 2 Zombies, and I feel like they really could have helped with this game. Could you imagine, let's say right at the start of Vanguard Zombies, we're like, man, Duran Fong is absolutely horrible. I don't want to play this, but I want to continue to try out Vanguard Zombies. But this map, I just don't want to keep coming back to this. And then we get to Shinonuma, and you can do that on the side as a survival map. Wouldn't that have been better? I think survival maps would go a long way to helping this game. Just a classic Zombies experience, classic points, classic perk system, anything on a much smaller map I think would help. But anyways, that's going to be all for the video. If you all enjoyed, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I'm on the road to 650 subscribers. Let me know if you have any ideas in the comment section down below for ways you can improve Vanguard Zombies. I'd love to hear them. What do you think about my top 5? Obviously, my top 5 isn't the right top 5, but I'd love to hear what you guys think. Anyways, I'll see you guys next time. This is Austin, and I'm out. Peace, guys.